But hold it off a minute now. Right soon one morning, death come a creeping in my room. Soon one morning, death come creeping in my room. Soon one morning, death come creeping in my room. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Death come to my house, took my mother away. Death come to my house, took my mother away. Death come to my house, took my mother away. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? Death come creeping in my room. Soon one morning, death come creeping in my room. Soon one morning, death come creeping. Oh my Lord, what shall I do? It sound like a hammer, sound from Jerusalem. Sound like a hammer, sound from Jerusalem. Sound like a hammer, sound in Jerusalem. Oh my Lord, oh my Lord. Let's see how that sounds. I'm on my way. Well, when I was young, I heard that song in churches way a long time ago. Nobody's fault but mine. And so, of course, I stayed in my memories, and that's just about all. And down through the years, I've heard it sung in churches. We still sing it over at our church today. Everyone sing it again? Well, it's nobody's fault but mine. Well, it's nobody's fault but mine. Well, if I die and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. Well, I got a Bible in my home. I got a Bible in my home. And if I fail to read it, my soul be lost. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. Well, mother, she told me when I was young, you ought to pray and serve the Lord. But if I die and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. Well, it's nobody's fault but mine. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. If I fail to lead it, then my soul be lost. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. Mother, she taught me how to pray. My mother taught me how to pray. And if I don't pray and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. Well, it's nobody's fault but mine. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. If I don't pray and my soul be lost, ain't nobody's fault but mine. Savior. Now, if I were you, I'd make a change. 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 Can't you hear the preacher preaching, make a change? Can't you hear the preacher preaching, make a change? Can't you hear the preacher preaching, saying make a change? And if I were you, I'd make a change. Well, the deacons are praying, make a change. Can't you hear the deacon saying, make a change? Can't you hear the deacon saying, why don't you make a change? If I were you, I'd make a change. Well, the Spirit said, make a change. Can't you hear the Spirit saying, make a change? Can't you hear the Spirit saying, why don't you make a change? If I were you, I'd make a change. Well, the gospel preaching, make a change. Well, the gospel is teaching, make a change. Well, the gospel is teaching, you ought to make a change. If I were you, I'd make a change. That's an old song. You did not a child.
Say what the song is, and then we can start the song.
I am so glad I'm here. So glad I'm here. So glad I'm here. So glad I'm here in Jesus' name. So glad I'm here. I'm so glad I'm here. So glad I'm here in Jesus' name. Well, I could have been gone. I could have been gone. Could have been gone in Jesus' name. Well, I could have been gone. Could have been gone, could have been gone in Jesus' name. I'm so glad I'm here, so glad I'm here. I'm so glad I'm here in Jesus' name. Well, I'm so glad I'm here, so glad I'm here, so glad I'm here in Jesus' name. I'm gonna sing while I'm here, sing while I'm here, sing while I'm here in Jesus' name. Gonna sing while I'm here, sing while I'm here, sing while I'm here in Jesus' name. Now you can just go on with that, but yet still that there's it. I just know the tune on the strings. I don't know it. Can't know the words. You know. John, they all did. All but one.
How many did you have originally?
It was
How
seven.
many's in your family?
It was 7 of us.
7.
Mm-hmm.
What's your dad do for a living?
Sharecropped. I got some daughters. They sang. Of course, my oldest daughter, she died the other week. There's 4 of them. They sung together. They really can sing. I mean, they sing all around through Murfreesboro, Nashville, Lebanon, Carthage, and everywhere. You've heard that on radio, ain't you?
Yeah.
That daddy lived in Davidson. that is, don't you?
I think so, what is it?
That, down in the Levinson Low, Layton. Down in the Levinson Low, Layton. You didn't get the same low. You sang some of them?
I can't sing as good as you.
Yeah, I missed my notes when I started saying something. Sing in the pines, I'll pick it.
Okay, you just pick it.
I'm just picking this off of the thing. In the pines, where the sun never shines. That is a crap song, but it sounds good on music. John Henry said, but before he let that steam drill beat him down, he died with a hammer in his hand. Let's see, John Henry, there's a steam drill, John Henry went down. Let's see, John Henry went down 14 feet. John Henry went down 14 feet, and the steam drill was only making 9. John Henry said, before I let the steam drill beat me down, I died with a hammer in my hand. All that's in it, you know, of course, them verses don't match, but that's all that's in it. Mother, the children has a hard time when mother's gone. Well, the children has a hard time when mother's gone. Well, sister will do all she can, yet and still she don't understand. Mother, the children have a hard time when mother's gone. Well, the children has a hard time when mother's gone. Well, but she'll do all she can, but I done lost out. I can't think of that song. It won't come to me now. If ever I do this again, I'll put me down the songs that I know,
Okay.
and then I'll know how to start on them. I mean, of course, then when I can't think of, you know, if I could think of them, I could sing a few of it. Well, if you ever do this again, I'll bring that Larry with me, because he said he'd come any time but today. He promised me last night he'd come, but he found out he couldn't get his medicine yesterday. Night before last. He had to go back today to try to get it. If my brother could get out, because he can't get around too much, bring his spring harp down here with him, and me and him get together on something. That is, I'm your child. I'm your child. I'm your child. Well, I'm down your way in your being. Pray for me your vineyard. Can't do nothing until you come. That's a song like, people down here trying to play like the Christians and ain't, but they not, if they ain't in the Spirit, they can't do the spiritual work until the Spirit gets in them. He says, I'm your child. I'm down here working in your vineyard, but I can't do nothing until you come. There's a little black train is coming. There's a song we used to hear my brother sing all the time.
Can you sing that one?
I'm saying words to it. Well, the little black, let's see. Well, the little black train is a coming. Get all of your business right. 'Cause the little black train in the St. John, well, they may be here tonight. Black train in the east. I don't know it like he do. He know it all, my brother do. And baggage car, got a baggage, he got that in it, And blowing at the station. Well, I done all the songs I know. When the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Good Lord, I want to be in that number. Saints go marching I lost out then. I don't know what verse to start out on next. Yeah, the church I pastored 19 years old in Hartsville. I pastored that down there 16 years. An assistant pastor to it in all the time when I was over here at Hartsville. I was assistant pastor down here and over at Hartsville too. To that I don't know, but just a few verses. I tell you, I don't know many songs because I'd always preached and I always had a choir singing, you know, and all, and I'd sing along sometime with them. But I just put all of mine back at that time and lost the singing clean out when I come as a preaching. A good while, and so when he died, well, then the state was going to get their money or sell the place, which they did. They sold the place. And I tried to buy it from them. I went to ask them. They said, I forget how many $1,000 they asked me. Said I'd have to pay, and I told them I wouldn't give that. I'd let it go through the sale. And so they struck bills, and they sold it over at the courthouse. And me and my wife went over there and bought it. And so it's been back in our family, in the Shannon family, all them years. I don't know when my granddaddy bought it. We back the age of slavery. And so it's been handed on down. I mean, some of the Shannons has been there ever since. And now I'm giving it to my children because I know my time ain't too long, the age I've got. And so it'll still be handed down to them. And then when they hand it on, what they'll do with it. Well, one of my daughters, she got a house up on it. I give her a strip of land way back. She got a mobile home up above me there at that lane. Now, then some of my daughters, I think, is going to build back up on that place. We didn't have it cleaned off. I told them I didn't have them. I didn't have nothing to do with it. I used to keep it cleaned off. I used to have stock on it, you know, and I had a tractor and I had cattle. Let the fence go down and all, and couldn't keep nothing up there. No, I couldn't see after no how. William Dean Thompson gave me I had this cattle up there once, but he gave me well, one year he killed a beef, and gave it to me, every bit of it. And then he gave me a bull calf, him and Terry. Way back down, they gave me 2 Poland China hogs, started raising hogs from. Ain't nobody no better than Dean Thompson. Terry either. Because Terry, he teaches school up in Watertown, but he goes to market, he raises market stuff. On Saturdays, he carries it over to Lebanon Market. What he have left, he bring it back and give it to me. See, my tax is more than I give for the place. They done tax me up so high. Mine yet. Now, the original house that my granddaddy had when he was there burned up several years ago. Burned up my auntie in it. It was just above where my daughter's trailer is, back south, west. And I gave my son a place up there up that lane. He built him a house up there. And he got killed, or somebody killed him up there one evening. I had sold the house and they had moved away from me. What kind of old Grandpa Jones songs like that you know of? I'll play some of them and then I got to go. They was, how come over in this part they was raised in Rutherford County? I mean, that's why they was owned a man in Rutherford County. And Shannon, well, there used to be a doctor named Shannon, but his daddy bought my granddaddy from I believe she said Hearn owned them back in Rutherford County. They're in the cotton fields back there. It used to be plantations back in Rutherford County, she said, back at that time. It really just had a whole lot of people, you know. And so when Dr. Shannon's daddy bought him, a fellow named Finer Shannon bought my granddaddy. Well, he bought both of them, you know. My grandmother too. They done let them marry. The way they married them back in, they jump over a broomstick or something, and they called it married. And then they had a little ceremony after they were freed. But yet and still, there wasn't Shannons over there in Rutherford County. But they had to get, you see, whenever one bought another, well, he went by that name. They sold the name to they didn't sell their name to the individual that bought them. That man kept that name, and the man that bought them had to take that name. That's how it come up Shannons. See, how come Simmons Bluff? Simmons Bluff is a woman named Simmons. She had a bunch of hands. They say slave hands, and of course that they named that Simmons Bluff. She owned a plantation back there.
So your grandmother had to jump over a broom to get married, huh?
That's the way they married. You know, back them days, then they'd have some kind of little ceremony, you know, but they call it jumping the broomstick. You've heard that saying, ain't you?
No.
Somebody when they marry, you done jumped the broomstick. Well, that come from back in them days. That's where the slave masters, you know, put them together, jump the broomstick. But of course, if he took a notion, you know, to sell one from the other, and somebody come along and wanted the self-nesting the husband or the wife, well, they just sell him and leave the wife there, or sell the husband, sell the woman, leave the man there, either one, you know. If they had children, they just sell them, you know. And I used to hear my grandmother say that them sales, you know, the mothers crying, and they'd be selling the children, you know, and they'd be crying. They would see they never did know why they went to. Some of them never did know why they went to. And I know the man come from Africa. He was a real African. He used to live back up around the Henderson Cross. Well, they used to call Noreen Henderson Crossroads back when I was a boy. That's what it was. But to give it that name, well later, Noreen. And he come from Africa as a boy. He was shipped over here when he was a boy. Miss Simmons bought him. His name was Anthony Simmons. That's what he had going name of. And of course, I knew him. I was little when he died. I remember when he died. He was an old man. He was a thoroughbred African. But he could talk like we can. He'd stay just as long. And she sold him to somebody in Mississippi. He was just a young fellow. And so he got homesick, and he slipped off, and he had enough skill to stay here in the daytime and travel at night. And he come back in about 3 weeks. And Mr. Simmons gave the man his money back and said if he had that much sense to get back without being caught, or she'd just pay the man money back and keep him. And she kept him till he died. I mean, he kept him till he was freed, and then he died. Buried in an old family graveyard.
Did they treat your grandparents pretty good, as she say?
Yeah, she never said nothing about how they mistreated them. But some of them were good masters, she said. The one that owned them was all right, but they had overseers, you know, and they were the one to do the rough work. But she didn't say she ever got a whooping. She said she'd seen them whooped.
Did she just pick cotton, or what did she do for them?
Anything. They were the field hands, yeah. See, they had field hands, and my granddaddy's daddy, he made, he was a cobbler, they called it. He made shoes, and of course I didn't know about him, but I know my grandpa, not my great-grandpa, I know my granddaddy. But he had all them old cobbler tools. That house burned up and burnt up all them old things. They was there in it. They had old wooden lasts, and they had wooden sprigs, things to hold the soles on your shoes. They wasn't metal like sprigs and things is now, nail like. There was wood, wedge kind of, and they drove them up in see, they made their own leather. Skin a car and keep on packing that together and made it thick enough, you know, and it become glued together so much until it just be one piece. It'd be several pieces together, you know. Make shoe soles out of that, made the uppers, and they had old wooden things that for the lash that drove, put the shoe down on it, you know. He was a, what they call a cobbler. My great-granddad was, 'cause I never see him, but, and my grandmother, when she was a slave in the cotton field, see, she made cloth for people to make clothes out of, for the masters to make clothes out of. Old spinning wheel, she had those spinning. I reckon they give her those spinning wheel when she was freed, I don't know, but I remember her having those spinning wheel. And she used to make yarn, you know, take wool and make a big string out of it. And then she had some old things, she called it carding it, and it come into cloth. And they'd make sweaters and anything they wanted to make after they made it into goods. And those spinning wheels would make little strings out of it. That cotton, they just keep on, or make it as long as you wanted. That cotton and stuff. But they had to do a whole lot to it before putting that spinning old wheel. Yeah, they used to sing a lot of old songs. She said, of course, I know what there was, you know, like she'd hear them singing, you know, these songs about what maybe the slave, the overseer would come up, they'd be all on the breast, you know, working, and they'd all get to singing in the cotton field, you know. And of course, the overseer, he'd love to hear them. And he wouldn't be paying too much attention. They could kind of get a little rest when they're singing them songs out of the way, you know. And some of them would sing, I'll be so glad when I get home, you know. Well, they was talking about, you know, to be glad when they died or something, to get out of that misery. Well, that man run up on old, she called it a cowhide, she said, the overseer had. And one got a little bit slack behind the other. He'd run up and whop him with that old cowhide. Get up in there. They can catch up, you know, work a little faster, you know. But when they were singing, well, he was so overjoyed with the songs, you know, he wouldn't whoop them. I mean, they, you know, that all could slow down, you know, he was listening. My granddad didn't talk about it much. He didn't say much about it. But my grandmother, she'd sit up and tell me all about that, you know.
What was her name?
Elvira.
Elvira.
Or some of them, she said, was good to them. Everybody, all them slaves wasn't being mean to. But you see, we couldn't, while they come from back in them days, you see, they couldn't stand much cold because they come out of the hot country. It's warm in Africa, you know. And bring them down this far, you know, it kind of changed the temperature on them when there was cold nations, you know. They couldn't stand much cold. That teaches that self farther along. Of course, I just know the verses to it. You know, farther along, you know all about that, but I don't know. Well, it's about time we're going back, I guess.
Okay, let's do that.
If I